And hello and welcome everyone to another Comic Multiverse commentary edition. It feels like forever, Matt, since we did one of these.
It has been. Well, the last one we did was Shazam.
God damn, wow, so Christmas time, and to think the only thing that got us around to doing this was another global pandemic and no real news to talk about. We got 3 weeks worth of show out of like no new comics, so I'm pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, I am very impressed.
This particular movie we're going to be looking at today, Superman versus the Elite, was actually recommended by the fans during one of our last streams. So if you wanted us to cover this, hey, guess what? We're doing it.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah, very good movie. I think that was the other reason too. It's like, well, we could do a bad one, or I could do one I genuinely like, and I would say this is probably in my top 3 for DC animated movies.
Yeah, back when DC animated movies were actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, when you could at least, they were all at least good. Some were excellent, some were all right, but they were all at least good. And, maybe they'll get back to there soon. You and I both kind of liked Red Sun, and after that, Justice League Apocalypse Dark or whatever, they seem to maybe trying to go back to doing them like this. Maybe we can only hope.
I hope so. That Justice League Dark actually comes out this coming week, I believe.
Does it really now?
On digital, I think, this week or next week.
Well, shit, then maybe we picked a good time for this. So, again, if this is your first Comic Multiverse commentary track, be sure to sync the movie up to the audio you're listening to right now, and it's basically like we're in the room with you when we watch the movie. The version of the movie Matt and I have in front of us is the Blu-ray version. That clocks in at an hour 14:26.
Yep.
So, in a minute, I'm going to count down, and when I do, be sure to hit play on your own movie, and we can get ourselves synced up, and we're going to have some fun here, everyone. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. All right, so we're a second in. It's blackness so far, and the Warner Brothers logo is up.
The old Warner Brothers logo, the old Warner Premiere logo.
Yeah, I missed this one. I know they've changed it to be like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck for Warner Animation, and the really old DC logo.
Yeah, the old DC logo where every character had their own, and when I mean every character, I mean Batman and Superman.
Yeah, I guess it's a little better now, even if it is kind of misleading, but at least they put it in front of everything they do now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, it's Dr. Light. It's the doctor advising the president to shoot people up with ultraviolet light. Look, I think Dr. Light is on to something, Matt. That'll kill the virus and everything else.
If that doesn't, I'm sure the Clorox will.
Yeah, and hey, look, it's Fox News. There's a lot of Bill O'Reilly Fox News stand-in guys in this movie, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's your snack of choice tonight, Matt, for the movie? I have a salted caramel Kit Kat chunky in front of me and a cup of tea.
I only have a drink. Before this I had a grilled cheese.
No, it's not a real Comic Multiverse commentary if I don't eat into the mic a little bit.
I'm sure there's someone out there who gets off to that.
Naturally.
Good eating ASMR.
Man, I love the opening credits to this like 1960s pop punk Andy Warhol sequential art piece. I fucking love it.
It's funny because like the original story this is based on has like none of that stuff in the story, but it fits.
Well, it's a great juxtaposition of like, here is Golden Age Superman, the kind of cheesy ideal everyone has in their mind, put to a bunch of like, cut and slap artwork with like a punk guitar riff under it. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. This movie has a lot of juxtaposition going on. Man, if I could redo my whole channel in this style, I absolutely would. If you know anyone who does this art style, I will rebrand tomorrow, and this will be my aesthetic.
It's actually quite easy to make.
Oh, well, now he tells me. Also, this movie kind of does a Team America World Police thing, where you think like, oh no, is this going to be the animation for the movie? This doesn't look too great, only for them to pull back on you.
Even though this looks like better animation than current DC animation.
It does. This looks like it had way more time and effort put into it to look like something bad, hilariously.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it, like frickin' Dolly Parton says, it takes a lot of work to look this cheap. Oh ho. Now, the Superman we have in this one, this is the George Newbern version of it,
Yep.
which is cool.
Yeah, I always liked him as Superman.
Me too. I like that we actually kind of got two Superman for the time in the Tim animated series, a verse, if you will. And I think both kind of did their own thing, and both were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And we still see them every so often for these animated movies. They keep bringing them back, if not Newbern, then Daly.
Yeah, who was Superman in Justice League Action?
Oh, shit. That's a good question.
I'm fairly certain it was one of them.
I'm pretty sure it was Newbern and not Daly. Daly we see less and less, but he does come back for these.
Yeah, well, they've for some reason changed to Jerry O'Connell in the movies.
Right.
He's been Superman for the last couple of movies.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Again, it's so hard to find like a Kevin Conroy where it's like, nope, stop drilling, you've hit oil, this guy is perfect and will always be perfect. Oh man, I forgot the atomic skull actually gets a lot of play in this movie.
Yeah, he's like the big linchpin.
Yeah, pretty much. If he wasn't such a dick, then the events of the movie couldn't happen.
It's funny looking at this now since Atomic Skull in the comics is like a hero.
Yeah, I know, they've like super changed him around. I remember you told me, and it's like, yeah, he's done a complete 180. I'm like, fuck off.
Although I think he died recently, because Leviathan.
Of course. Classic Superman suit, undies on the outside.
As it should be.
Yes. Also, to Atomic Skull, they keep changing. Sometimes his fire is purple, and sometimes it's green.
Mm.
You know, he just felt it was a purple day.
Yeah, no, whenever they do him green, I'm always like, is this meant to be Atomic Skull, or is this like a version of Kryptonite Man?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, he burned his forearms.
Yeah, what will Superman do in this situation? How will he Superman his way out of this? No, I like they do set the stage early on where it's like, no, this is a Superman who is indeed very powerful, but even someone like Atomic Skull can give him a run for his money, though.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's that thing where like, I even got it recently where people seem to think that when Superman is being beaten by the enemy, that he is nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
And usually most of the time the enemy has some form of power that he's weak to.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, Atomic Skull's radiation.
Mm-hmm. It's called storytelling. It's called, drama. If Superman just beat everybody all the time right away, there'd be no drama to it.
Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't have this cool fight.
No, and sometimes he does beat people right away. And then people still complain, well, he beat him too easy. Superman isn't interesting.
Can't win.
Which, again, believe it or not, these kinds of complaints and ideas are the linchpin of this movie and this story, because that's basically what it all exists to be about.
Mm-hmm.
What is Superman's place in the world? Both this movie, Superman versus the Elite, and also what's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way.
See, that was a smart way to beat Atomic Skull.
Very much so.
Kill him, Superman. Do the Superman thing.
Where
you violently kill the villain.
The only Superman thing to do. Kill them all, son. Love that score, too.
Very good score.
Oh, Dougie. Yeah, so the Elite in this movie, too, which, again, I cannot say the Elite without thinking the wrestling faction of the same name. The Elite, the Elite. Oh, that's fan art. We need to see the Elite as drawn as the Elite of this movie. Kenny Omega would be Manchester Black, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they kind of got some redesigns, but I really like how they look in this movie. In fact, I like how they look so much. It's amazing that none of these other characters came back in the comics in any prominent way. Manchester Black got a couple stories.
Yeah. He recently came back in Rebirth in a really cool
Yes,
way.
he sure did. And he's still a cow, I do
Yes,
believe.
he is.
Someone's gonna have to deal with that. That's Robin Atkin Downs doing his voice too, and doing a great job with that Cockney British accent. Superman should talk to the UN more. I like these. I just love that the UN has Superman on speed dial. Hey, Superman, can you come in and say hey? Really perk everybody's spirits up. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, quell this nuclear war that's probably going to happen.
Yeah, really. Oh, look, Superman came and he brought donuts, everybody. War averted. And here comes the first of what will be many truly amazing, rousing Superman speeches that he gives throughout this movie.
Yeah.
Such a goddamn quotable movie, and we're not even at the most quotable bit yet.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, like a lot of these speeches and stuff, they aren't in the comic. Like they're in the comic in a way, but not like this.
Yeah, totally.
Because this is one of the few animations they did where they kind of diverge away from the actual comic, but in a way that it's somehow better.
Yeah.
Or just as good. Oh no, that boat's gonna sink.
Uh-oh.
Ah, Bialia.
Yeah, there always seems to be a problem in Bialia. It never seems to be doing well.
I'm waiting for the story for someone to just be like, okay, we're done with this, like, Tim. We're just gonna, like, dissolve the state.
Yeah, I know, right?
Kandak's gonna take it over or something.
Oh yeah, because they do so much better in Kondak. When asked, Queen Bee could not be reached for confirmation.
She was too busy serving time in Rikers Island.
Yeah, really. Being a leader and a supervillain. Oh no, the bioweapons. The BOWs. We were told that they had a bioweapons program. We had no idea it would be sick as fuck like this.
Yeah, this is fucking awesome. Just let him go.
Yeah, really. War averted. That's what war should be now. You don't use the weapons on each other, but whoever builds the coolest weapon gets to win.
I always like when, like, movies do that, where it's like this really small, like, state like this, like Bialia, and they have like insane fucking mass weapons of destruction. Like, how?
Yeah.
How? You can't feed your people. How?
It's a great school system, man. Just very, very imaginative young people helping
They have
to
the
serve
best
the
scientists.
State. The best scientists, with giant war machines. Again, how cool is Cold Cast and Menagerie and the Hat? Why has no one used them in anything? They have great looks, cool power sets.
Maybe people think they just can't do as good as this story this is based on.
I guess, too. And if you see one show up, it's like, well, when's the other going to show up?
Yeah.
Because it is like they make ton of sense within the context of this story of, like, people with Superman-level powers who could make a huge difference, but who choose to kind of take the easy way out every time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's great about this movie, too. When it talks about morality, and that is they're like, evil in the sense of Manchester Black and the elite isn't just like twirling a mustache and kicking puppies. They think they're doing good. Their problem is that they're super lazy about how they try and save the world and do good.
They're millennials.
Basically, it's, if I kill all the bad people, then no more bad things will happen. No, you've just put more bad into the world by doing that. You've stopped those bad people, but you will not stop the next generation of bad people. And even later, like in the story, which again, this whole Bialian war here is basically just a stand-in for strife in the Middle East and endless war and everything. Cool, you killed their tyrannical leaders and everything, but you did so by saying, okay, now you follow us, so you've just traded one type of tyranny for another type of tyranny.
Yeah. And you've taken a leader out of power without putting one in, so you've made things effectively worse.
Absolutely. Where, again, Superman's like, no, I need to be an example to show people the way and everything. And they're like, nah, man, too slow.
Yeah. There are too many words.
Yeah, I need it now, though. Now. But that's not to say, that they're, like, one-dimensional characters, the Elite. That's what's cool about this story, is that Superman actually takes them under his wing for a good amount of time, and they're friends for, like, the first half, and you think, like, oh, they might actually make it, until they don't.
Yeah, they become kind of sympathetic.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. Again, Superman being a cool dude, he's not being, like... overprotective, being like, oh, hey, you're young new heroes, I can respect that.
Yeah, he's not telling them to stay off the streets or he'll kill them.
Yeah. And again, Hat's a fan. And, like, how couldn't you be if you grew up with superpowers?
That's the thing in the comic in this, like Manchester Black is a huge Superman fan.
Mm-hmm. And I like this idea, too, where it's like, you can be a Superman fan and you can still totally miss the point, because fans miss the point all the time, as we've noticed.
Absolutely.
Now, hey, Perry White in this movie is voiced by Freddie Tatasciore, who does the Hulk and most other stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, kind of playing against type. I like Freddie Tatasciore, because if you've ever seen him in interviews, he looks like he could be on this show. He looks like the third member of the comic multiverse. Perry Smash.
Get me pictures of Manchester Black.
Yeah, really. And maybe Spider-Man if you can find him. Nope, wrong universe. And young, impressionable Jimmy loving these young, new, hip heroes.
Yep.
Also, a pretty, modern take on the Superman story, too. They talk about tweeting and how the internet's affecting journalism.
Which is really funny, because this was, 2012?
Yeah, this is like an older movie now.
Almost 10 years old.
Uh-huh. I like that, too, Superman and Lois. We're married, we're a couple, but also we're still competitive with each other when it comes to news.
Yeah.
Because, like, isn't that always the thing? In the Superman comics, where it's like Lois is probably a better writer than Clark, but Clark's a better journalist.
Yeah, that she's got a little bit more experience than him with like how everything works, but yeah, he's a bit more thorough.
Yeah, he's very Prairie Home Companion too in all of his writing, very NPR. And I like that, too, the idea that Superman actually, takes, actual care and interest in his work, and he wants to be a good journalist, because, there's more ways to fight for good than just by, punching monsters.
Yeah, and more often than not, you'll catch more bad guys doing that than you will as Superman.
Mm-hmm. Such a cool idea, too, to make Manchester Black a Brit like they do, because, Superman is literally wearing the red, white, and blue, and a little yellow on him in color scheme, and Manchester Black, it's like, well, what's the polar opposite of that? Well, clearly a British guy. What a cool design.
It's very simple as well.
It is. It really, really is.
Who came up with these designs? Was it the writer Joe Kelly, or was it the artist Doug Mankey?
I'm gonna probably say Mankey. These look like Mankey designs. Man, how has there never been a story where Manchester Black has fought Constantine?
I don't know. Well, he's barely appeared in comics outside of like this and like Rebirth. So yeah.
If I could tell that story, that's what I would do. Because it's like, well, they would probably have run into each other. Like, England's big, but probably not that big. Because then you got, like, magic versus meta powers and everything.
Yeah. Well, Manchester's an alien.
Also, that helps. They don't really get into that here in this, but the whole spaceships and sub-transporters and everything.
That's like another thing, like where like Manchester and Superman are like kind of cut from the same cloth. They're both like aliens who came to Earth.
Yep.
Want to be heroes, but one took a different path.
Yeah. Also, Manchester had siblings where Superman was an only child. I thought was another interesting distinction. In fact, we will meet his sister later in the movie. His sister, who actually stuck around in the comics for a little bit longer than he did.
Yep.
Salted caramel. Another very nice Superman deep cut. My mind is protected by a psychic block.
Yeah, can't have anyone find out I live in Smallville.
Yeah. Also, too, the idea that he got really good at that as a Superboy, trying to make sure that his powers couldn't hurt anyone or couldn't manifest until it was time. Another thing Superman doesn't get credit for, that he can do that kind of shit. What a great storytelling thing, too, where it's like, okay, let me just get you up to speed on my origins psychically so I don't have to tell you.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, right? Not sugarcoating this one, are they?
Oh, he's drinking the old clack.
There you go. Gotta love it. In the days before Buckfast, proto-Buckfast, his sister, who gets very few lines in this, but is Tara Strong when she does speak. Because Tara Strong is just all the children forever.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah, pretty hardcore.
Don't feel bad, Vera. You'll get a cool robot arm in the future. Does she have one robot arm or two robot arms in the future? I can't remember.
I want to say one. I can't actually remember. It's been a while since I've seen her.
Yeah, she has robot stuff. What we're saying is Manchester Black had the troubles.
Just a little bit of them.
Just a little bit of the troubles. So many pounds. Ah, yes, we all go through that stage in puberty, the blinding, deafening psychic powers awakening.
I hate that.
Yeah, don't you? I hate it when that happens. Oh no, it's the Bobby Waffles. What do we do? Yep, you're on your own now. Of course, as we find out later in the movie, Manchester Black's actually full of shit.
Yep.
Which is a nice twist.
Again, he's a psychic. He can make you see whatever you want.
Whatever you want, and make it seem super real. And because Superman is so good-hearted and so trusting, he didn't want to believe that someone could make up something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Ba-bum. This is now the point in the commentary where we often get where Matt and I just start watching the movie because it's a very good movie. Yeah, there's a nice little indictment of the British military complex right there. We took a clearly disturbed, fucked up young man with superpowers and gave him a job hurting people for the state. Though, is that not the origin of many British action heroes? That's like, what is it, the guys from Call of Duty Soap and McTavish, isn't that also like freaking even James Bond in the Daniel Craig movies?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the not IRA. But again, that's clearly what we're trying to reference here. Also, man, those terrorists are eating well, aren't they? Those are two of the chubbiest terrorists I've ever seen.
Well, you see, all the potatoes that the Irish have give them all the carbs they need.
Right, all the power, that's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, did Garth Ennis take over writing this for a second? All right, so the IRA, everyone. Garth, why does it always come back to that?
It's always the IRA.
Because it always comes back to that. Literally every story that he writes, Garth Ennis, it always comes back to that.
The IRA or angry Russians.
There you go. That was it. That was always the reason.
I just finished his Punisher Soviet run, and it's that's all it is angry Russians.
I mean to do that for myself.
Superman cut a perfect square.
As he is known to do. Again, too, what a fun super team. Again, I'm shocked the Elite never got their own series.
Yeah, I know at the time they were really popular. So,
Yeah, I would have read it. I mean, I know there's supposed to be like an indictment of everything wrong with superhero comics, but I mean that doesn't stop like Red Hood and a bunch of other characters from getting their own solo series.
What I'm surprised is like none of the members ended up on like the Suicide Squad or something, or like a version of Task Force X.
I want to say maybe one of them did, but I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, one of them was on there and like was the first to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like any of them could just be on that team and be a valuable be more fucking valuable than goddamn Harley Quinn.
Yeah, but not as popular.
Which is insane because they're kind of similar to her.
Yeah,
they're like these edgy heroes.
Aww. And Superman likes him and keeps giving him positive reinforcement and everything.
Yeah. Well, up until now, they're doing good.
Yeah, so far. This is what I like. This is always the D&D dilemma. Whenever you capture the orcs and whenever you have characters of different moral alignments, it's like, so we kill the bad guys, right? No, don't. And that becomes a 30-minute long conversation about whether or not it's right to kill the orc bandits or not. But yeah, the fact that Superman doesn't kill really does piss off some people.
Oh, it absolutely does.
He's all powerful, so he must be all right?
Yeah, so he must kill.
Yeah, like, so he has to...
You're missing the point.
Yeah, he has to be allowed to choose who can live and die.
You're missing the point of why Jor-El sent him there.
Yeah, exactly. I love jealous Lois, too. So is she a freaky lizard woman all over the place? Like, is her tongue an iguana? I don't know, Lois. These kids today, I tell you, with their TikToks. With their TikToks and their psychic powers and their purple hair.
That's the thing. Like, if this movie was made today, Manchester Black would just be calling Superman a boomer.
All the time, yeah. Come on, super boomer.
Yeah, okay, boomer.
Yeah, really. we're straight flyer. We're on fleek, you know.
All their videos would be goddamn TikToks.
Superman, it's just we're the new hotness and you're the old busted is all we're saying. Get with the times, old man. And hey, Lois being really helpful in this movie too, doing the back-end investigation Superman doesn't have time to do.
Yeah, actually doing something in the film and not just standing around.
Again, a problem that modern Superman stories have, especially in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Broadcast my manifesto to the world. I mean, I could probably do it if I wanted to, Lois, but that wouldn't be the right thing to do. Traditionally, good people don't write and broadcast manifestos to the world. In fact, even if you start writing a manifesto, I'm like, all right, you might have a problem. And again, on paper, what they're saying sounds very appealing. You know, we're going to be the people to, you know, actually start doing the real good, punish the people the world governments either can't or won't punish. But then you're like, okay, that's a slippery slope. And indeed, it becomes a slippery slope.
Yeah, it's like, why are you in charge?
Because I'm powerful. Oh, so your power makes it so. Well, isn't that an abuse of your power? Yes, no, maybe, shut up.
Release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the other part of Manchester Black's manifesto, and also release the Snyder Cut. Also, hey, all the Doctor Who references that their ship is bigger on the inside, and in fact, I think there's a TARDIS around when they show their big pile of junk later. Superman told us we couldn't torture your friends, now we're going to torture and kill you. And what Superman doesn't know won't hurt him.
He wasn't specific about how we could torture you.
Yeah, really.
We just won't do it the way that he saw.
Yeah. Well, this is somebody's fetish, just not this guy's. They're in my brain! They're in my brain! Shades of Ra's al Ghul from Batman Superman when those Kandorians got into his brain. And, of course, Star Trek Wrath of Khan as well.
Yeah.
What is it with alien caterpillars wanting to get inside my brain? Drink my sweet, sweet head juices. Yeah, when Superman sometimes has a fleet of robots helping him out.
Yeah, with the supercomputer.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems, Superman, that we cannot run this test at this time as there is far too much alien porn clogging up the machine.
Your vase needs updating.
Jesus Christ, robot, don't say that while my wife is standing next to me. Yeah, exactly. We need to update the supercomputer. I like that. How long does it take to update a supercomputer? Surprisingly long. Several days. Oh, sorry, Superman. You lack the necessary plugins. Well, you know, Superman, it's your own fault for wanting to run Firefox off the super crystal computer.
Yeah, this is what 2012. So you'd be running Windows 7.
Yeah,
so that's why the system keeps crashing.
Man, to think there'd become a time when I would be like nostalgic for old Windows. Yeah, the second Bill O'Reilly guy is on your side, you know you're wrong. We'll do it live, damn it. We'll do this interview about the Elite live.
Who's voicing him? It sounds like Albert Brooks. I know it isn't Albert Brooks, but it sounds like Albert Brooks.
It really does sound a lot like Albert Brooks, doesn't it? I just want the cheese, not the meat. Yes, I want the meat. Give me all the meat.
I'm Hank Scorpio.
He really is.
That's really annoying me now. I'm gonna look that up.
Love that line too. We're Americans. We're the good guys. Oh boy. Lot to unpack there. Yeah, I would say this is probably like the most contemplative, reflective Superman movie for a long time. Like not until like Red Sun just recently. You feeling safer yet, everybody? Well, are ya?
So how does Bialy have all this cool shit? And they're like a
Man.
failed state.
I know, with all this. Well, that's where all the money went. It didn't go into healthcare or infrastructure. It went into giant bioweapons and cool space armor.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, wow, people get it fucking hard in this movie. I forgot. Hey, we're back and we're not your friends anymore. God, remember when these looked this good?
I know, right? They're like the backgrounds actually have some detail in them. The character models suddenly aren't changing into 3D because they're moving.
And, like, I get it. Animation is hard. It's time-consuming. It takes a lot of money. And, you know, your studio, for some reason, wants you to pump out 6 a year. But, man, when they looked good.
Yeah. Yeah, each had their own, like, unique art style that was somewhat similar to the comic.
Yep. I miss that. I hope they go back to that. Also, I had to look it up too, you know, because it's 2012. I'm thinking, what's the elite listening to in their spaceship? You think probably someone I used to know by Gautier. Call me maybe. Oh God, Payphone was big during this time.
Oh jeez, it's gone back a while.
Yeah, I'm at a payphone. I also just realized, too, Manchester Black, he doesn't smoke in this movie, but he always has an unlit match in his mouth. I wonder, was that their thing? Like, horrible murder is fine, but smoking is a no-no. Which, again, they wouldn't actually start smoking until Superman Red Sun, where they're puffing all over the goddamn place in that one.
Yeah, well, that's how they got their R rating, probably.
Yeah, for smoking.
Because those films, for some reason, all need to be R-rated now.
Goddamn friggin' censorship in animation is so weird. Horrible, deplorable violence is okay, but you better not say the F word or smoke a cigarette.
Oh no, we saw someone's ass. Oh, R rating.
Yeah, R. Better digitally cover that super ass with some hair. Again, we're still kind of your friends, even though we're acting like dicks.
They still think they can convince Superman.
Which, again, is a hilarious in and of itself.
Yeah, it's like, you do not... Again, they're fans of him, but they don't understand him.
And also, very true to comic stories as well, because how many villains think, like, no, but I'll be the one to turn Superman. I'll be the one. And they're all wrong. Yep, there it is. There's the TARDIS back there.
This is like some really like edgy Fortress of Solitude.
Oh, 100%.
With a giant fucking skull of a fucking dragon.
Yeah, we got so
fucking
many,
awesome.
We got so many skeletons here, and it's bigger on the inside. Oh yes, also our ship is alive, but we lobotomized it for our own purposes.
Yeah.
You know, like heroes would.
The ship had empathy, and we didn't want that.
Yeah, it was really bad for living in.
I have to wonder if that's... I can't remember if that's the thing later on in the movie, but because Superman obviously, quote-unquote, lobotomizes that one guy. He doesn't. But I wonder if that's like maybe where he got the idea from.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. I like that. Another classic where it's like, yeah, but everyone is doing bad things, so it's fine that I'm doing bad things. No, you're just putting more bad things in the world.
But if I kill all the murderers, there won't be any more murder.
Superman just...
Pops a vein in his head.
Yeah, really. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Take note, Zack Snyder.
Uh-huh. Well, it's funny when Zack Snyder went on his little tirade about how people didn't like his movie and didn't get it. Weren't his words like, if you don't think Batman kills, you're living in a dream world, and literally does Manchester Black not yell that at Superman in this movie?
Yeah.
So Zack Snyder is Manchester Black.
And then you have to remind him that Zack, these are fictional characters.
And this movie predates that stuff too, which is extra funny. So like I hear a lot of people say like, oh, Superman versus the Elite, what's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way are a great rebuttal to Zack Snyder's darker, grittier DC universe. I'm like, forget rebuttal, it's a pre-buttal. They all came out before it. Friggin' Kelly looked into the future and this is what he saw, and so he wrote this story.
Yeah, and I think this movie was the year before Man of Steel.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant, too, and why I think this movie kind of stands the test of time, because, it's talking about this idea that fans will talk about for Superman forever, and that is like, oh, is he relevant anymore? Does he have a place in this world anymore? Is he old hat? To which I always come back and say, mercy, empathy, hope, all of these things are never old ideas. It's just sometimes you need them more than others. Mm-hmm. Perfect example, that digital Superman book that came out this last week, where he, gives that impassioned speech to a blacked out Metropolis, and it's like, oh, you need to help each other and look out for each other, because, we can only be beaten if you let it happen and if you start becoming self-serving. I'm like, wow, this is really something for the coronavirus pandemic era we're in.
Very, very topical, that book. I have to wonder if, that's why they put it out.
I'm sure it is, but what's even crazier is I'm sure Vendetti never wrote that to be topical. I'm sure he was just writing Superman as Superman. Mm-hmm. Little did you know that Superman at his best can speak to that shit all the time just by existing.
Yeah, it's because Superman is always relevant.
Mm-hmm. Because again, mercy, empathy, good vibes, and hope will always be relevant, especially for a world that needs them.
But he doesn't punch the things, so he's not relevant.
No, apparently not. Hey, Atomic Skull got to come back and do more. He's pretty happy. Oh yeah, I forgot that Ma and Pa Kent actually get a really cool scene in this too. This is maybe one of my favorite Pa Kent quotes too.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. I love that. Pa Kent slapped the taste out of some dude's mouth for talking shit about Superman.
I want to see like that deleted scene where like Pa Kent throws down in the local market, local market, like car park with the next door neighbor, because he was talking mad shit about Superman.
Superman's like, hey man, these elite guys are great. They're doing what's supposed to be done. Superman's a punk ass bitch. The fuck did you say about Superman? Better say that again. I dare you. I double dog dare you, motherfucker. Wow, man, John sure does care a lot about Superman. It's almost as if he's his son or something. He said Kingdom Come in relationship to Superman. Ain't that funny? I'm sure he didn't mean it like that, but still, I love that if they keep tugging on your cape, you can always kick them back to Kingdom Come. Also, hey, you can spit on the wind, tug on Superman's cape, but don't mess with Jim, another great pop culture reference to Superman. Man, Atomic Skull is just so happy he got shit to do this week. What was that first lesson he tried to teach them about collateral damage?
And they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, try and knock it off. Oh yeah, this UN guy and the kid too. This is also a bit of a heartbreaking one where the dad is a big Superman fan and the kid doesn't get it and the dad ends up dying, and how tragic is that?
The kid's even wearing a Manchester Black shirt.
Sure is. Oh, you guys seemed so tough a minute ago.
But that was when they weren't fighting a walking Chernobyl.
Yeah, really. It's like, geez, maybe these villains only seem lame in comparison to the super god that is Superman, and that they could actually wreck most other people if given the chance. It's not that it's easy, it's that Superman makes it look easy. What's that bit you and I really liked from Up in the Sky where Superman's like, oh yeah, all those times you fought Batman, yeah, I just let him win because he needed it more, you know? I love the visuals, too, of how his mental powers work, Manchester Black. Everything looks minty.
Minty.
Yeah, like, that's totally the shade of green. It's mint green. Ah, everything is getting fresh. My power is freshness.
Oof.
It's been hitting that juice. There, Atomic Skull. He's a big boy now. He's got them good gains, got them Lesnar gains.
He's been chilling for that protein powder.
Uh-huh. Don't worry, everyone. Superman is here to make it all better, as he does. It's a thankless job, but someone's got to do it. Ugh, this is so sad. Oh, no. And, like, the second he protected his kid, you knew it was going there. Where
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
no. Oh, hey, it's them terracotta soldiers. Or those big dumb samurais from that other Snyder movie.
Oh, God, yeah. Sucker Punch.
I was just listening to the How Did This Get Made for Sucker Punch, which is one of their best episodes. Well, he is. And he's doing a pretty good job of it, too. Super team leader over here.
Yeah, he's not the leader of the Justice League for nothing.
Exactly right. You know, maybe he's picked up a thing or two, Superman. Again, revealing Manchester Black as more and more of a petulant child as time goes on. You can't boss around my team. Cool.
Oh, too much radiation.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but the fact that he could do it without dying, again, why don't we get more cold cast and stuff? Oh, he's got the finger guns.
Technically, you caused most of that, mate.
Indeed. Nah, but he can't see it. Again, if Superman was there first, he could have, cut down on a lot of that needless loss of life.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact, too, that it's an angry kid who says it, kill him, where it's like, well, yeah, naturally he would say that. He's not thinking clearly. But again, his feelings are no less valid in that moment. Also, I'm literally putting a child in the middle of this, you know, like a hero would. With mind bullets.
Oof.
That's telekinesis, Kyle. This is what we call the lowest point in the second act of a movie, where Superman is so defeated and people are literally cheering for murder in the streets.
I wonder if Skull would actually die from that, because he's technically a Skull. He doesn't, for at least all I know, he doesn't have a fucking brain in there.
Yeah. Hey, look, I bet my mustache on this.
That was such a weird interview. It's like, just get someone from New Jersey. Just interview them.
Just pull someone off the street. Very, very Dark Knight Returns here with the interview pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Only they're not nearly as scathing and bitter as something Frank Miller would write.
Pretty sure he did like the interview things in his year one of the Superman, and I think it was just as scathing.
Right. Geez, the media sure did rush to cover Manchester Black, didn't it? Oh, I like this. Again, saying, like, that's a very childish idea.
Mm-hmm.
Again, being good is harder, is the thing. I mean, frickin' Gandalf says it in Lord of the Rings. People will have to choose between what is right and what is easy, because evil isn't always just, kicking puppies and twirling mustaches. A lot of the time, it's just being lazy. Also, too, when these movies weren't afraid to, have quiet, reflective moments like this.
Yeah, not everything was action.
Yeah. Sometimes you could actually, just let the story do its part.
I have to wonder why. Why does Superman have a throne?
Yeah, gotta sit somewhere.
So a big ice chair.
I mean, it was either that or the super hammocks, but, I'm trying to think what's the silliest chair you could have. The super hammock, the super beanbag chair.
One of those ones that, like, hang from the ceiling.
Oh,
those egg chairs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, the super sex swing. Like, why does he have one of those?
That's in the other room.
Oh, yeah, that's the room no one's allowed to go into. Oh, yeah, I forgot they had the giant super key in this movie, too.
Yep.
Get the hell out of my house. Only cis deal in absolutes, Manchester Black. Don't flick my city. Never rub another man's rhubarb and never flick another man's bottle, city. It's just bad form. Again, another idea you hear fans talk about a lot, where it's like, oh, Superman shouldn't be involved in, like, topical shit and everything. He should stick to stuff that doesn't matter, like bank robbers and cats and trees.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, another idea I wholeheartedly disagree with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the people who say, like, oh, Superman shouldn't get involved with political stuff, like, you know the character literally wears a flag.
Yeah, and fought in World War II. The way most DC heroes actually did. Mm-mm.
Goddamn Bialians.
At it again, man, I tell ya. Those sanctions aren't working.
This is like Bialian technology that blows up before they can use it.
I mean, you get what you pay for. And be all, yeah. Queen Bee spending the whole treasury on fancy new bee-themed hats. And crisis averted. For now.
Oh, don't pull that off, Superman. They need that to fly.
Superman just hates aviation in general. Only I was meant to fly. Damn those Wright brothers. The sky belongs to Superman, don't you know? And stay out. Damn it, you guys are always where I am. Don't you have lives? Don't you have, like...
They got the Google alerts on.
Yeah, really. Oh, Superman's here. That's another thing, too, the idea that these guys seem to live pretty much 24/7 in their super guise. They don't actually have lives outside of this.
Mm-hmm.
Another interesting juxtaposition. You did what? You destabilized a whole region just because you could? Yeah, because this won't have massive repercussions in the area.
Again, they don't think about what they do.
Nope. They are subtle as a jackhammer. Again, too, that's the whole different idea where it's like, no, you know, we get rid of the bad people. We cut the cancer out. We cut crime out. Yeah, but not at its source, though, is the thing. You're still not fixing the underlying problems. And you could argue that, Superman and Batman and the like, they also don't attack the root causes of crime as much. That's more of a Green Arrow thing.
Yeah. Yeah. He attacks like the white collar stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I really Supermaned myself on this one. Damn him. Damn him and his purple hair and many piercings. Superman, would people like me more if I got a nose ring?
What if I had a mohawk?
That's what we need, midlife crisis Superman. What if I grow my hair out like I did in the 80s? What if I bring back the super mullet? That's cool, right, Lois?
What if I wore a t-shirt, cut up my cape and used it as knuckle dusters and rode a motorbike?
I think that would be great, Superman. I think you should try that for at least a year.
Then
That's another thing.
Inexplicably change back and then die.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Every time they try and be like, no, but we can make Superman cool though, right? He'll grow his hair out and have a black and white costume, and it'll be great. And it never lasts because it never is. This scene here is the most quotable one about Superman's place in the world and what it matters, and this is the good shit right here. I think this is the scene people all remember from the movie.
Mm-hmm. This and like the end fight.
Yeah. I believe Superman believes in humanity so much that he's willing to die for it. He believes in us more than we believe in him. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, we got a real kind of like Wild West guns at dawn thing right here. Even the music score has a little bit of a twang to it. Pistols at Dawn, the super equivalent. Wong, wong, wong. There's the Independence Day shot for you. Damn Roland Emmerich. At it again.
Trouble is can't catch a break. It's not an atomic skull, it's giant weird fish aliens above this sky.
Yeah, yeah.
Other.
When she says other, she means penis, right? She's gonna get her lizards to bite him in the dick.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, as far as ways to go. Who had that in their death pool, bitten to death on the junk by lizards? And again, Superman's ultimate plan here, I think, is probably one of the most clever Superman plans, period, what he actually ends up doing here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
His plan is literally to just scare the shit out of them.
Yeah, show them why he's lasted as long as he has.
Yeah, you know why it wouldn't be good if I started acting like you? Because if I started acting like you guys, no one could stand against me. I would literally become like Injustice Superman at that point.
I would argue it's even worse.
Yeah, probably.
Because say for this Superman was his Lois hadn't died at that point.
That's true.
So this is just Superman just being evil.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to see me like this, because if so, it would be terrifying. It would be the worst.
And again, there's that whole thing where it's like, that could have happened if all the circumstances upon Superman's like origin on Earth didn't happen. If any one thing changed.
Yep. Yeah, he even says a thing later that is so pitch perfect where it's like, how does it feel to be deconstructed? Which, again, every time I feel like that's always people's first port of call when it's like, oh, we're going to tell a new, different Superman story. Let's deconstruct it. What if Superman was evil? Which, in and of itself, is kind of a boring read, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Because that's all anyone ever does if they want to change it up.
Yeah, like we have so many different takes on Batman where it's like, what if he became a Green Lantern? What if he was in Victorian era? What if this, that, and the other? But for Superman, it's only, what if he became evil and tried to take over the world?
Mm-hmm.
Also, great use of the moon, too, as an avenue for the fight.
Exactly, taking it away from all the collateral.
Really let him cut loose.
Except those moon people won't be happy.
Goddamn moon people, thinking they're better than us because they live on the moon. Good callback, man. If you want a damn moon people shirt and coffee mug, you can buy that from the Comic Multiverse TeePublic store. Also, too, how everyone on the Elite has an ability pretty much tailor-made to give Superman a hard time, either be it mental attacks, energy-based attacks, magic, weird alien lizards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite know about that last one, but I'm sure it's a problem, super or not. Hey, he said basically the title of the story this is based on. The score swells.
Yeah, even the score back then had like some money behind it.
Yeah, they got like actual like real orchestra and shit. Again, the one for Red Sun sounded a little bit better because they got some Russian instrumentals in there, but at least it felt kind of different. That is a pretty good read. Why is it no matter how hard you beat up these superheroes, a small bit of their costume always remains? I mean, say what you want about Manchester Black, but he at least does have some genre savvy. Believe, always believe. Aw. Oh, yeah, here. You don't want to see Superman when he's angry.
Yeah, you won't like him when he's angry.
No.
If he had 15 suns exploding in your face, you've just, like, overpowered him.
Yeah, yeah. And the fact that Superman could always have done this to them, but he chose not to until right now when he knew how far gone they were.
Yeah, but even then, even then, it was just, like, him acting.
Yep. Yeah, I could have depowered all of you, I could defeated you easily, but I was hoping you would be better than you were.
And this is Superman with prep time.
Yeah, it sure is.
Batman doesn't stand a chance.
Oh no, he's doing the thing I wanted him to do. Oh no. I love how instantly he completely, like, does a 180 on what he believes.
Completely regret this decision.
Yeah. Scary Superman is so cool looking in this. And then for him to pull it back and be like, no, I was fucking with you. But you believed me, didn't you?
So I was always found funny because in the comics, it's notable that, like, everyone thinks that Superman is a terrible actor.
Yeah.
Even though what he does, like, literally every day is act.
Sure is. Yeah, I'll just suck all the air out of here. See, I could always do that. Yep. Oh yeah, he worked out a thing with the ship, didn't he? Also, that was another thing. He talked to it.
Yeah,
that's
right. Again, that was that line that came back to it.
Yeah, what a very Superman thing to do. Oh, and doesn't, like, the ship show mercy too, where it's like, yeah, it gave the ship the option, but it just wanted to be free.
Yeah, they set that up because Manchester ejected its, like, empathy systems or something.
Yeah. So even after all the bad shit that had happened with the ship, it too showed mercy, that it was better than the Elite. I made him blast off again like fucking Team Rocket. Ugh, that one bloodshot eye is such a cool effect. And even Lois is believing it, too.
Yeah.
Now look back to me. Now look to your team. Now back to your team. Now back to me. I'm not your team. I'm Superman cutting loose, and I'm right here. Old Spice. Not like this. I didn't want it. Such a cool scene. And it's also like having your cake and eating it too, where it's like, yeah, a Superman that acted like this would be terrible, but also let's see it for a minute, though. Just to really showcase.
It's a little fucking cool. Let's see it for a little bit.
Just a little bit, just to see how terrible it would be. A Superman who didn't care. And even the kid, too, has to learn a lesson through this, too. He's scaring the shit out of Black, but he's also scaring the shit out of the kid, who wasn't a bad kid. He was just speaking from a place of anger. There you go. I love that line. How does it feel to be deconstructed? I love that. And then he calls Superman a hypocrite, too, on top of all of that. He spent the whole movie trying to get him to come around to his way of thinking, and then he's mad at Superman for doing it.
Yeah, because he didn't do it his way.
Yeah, which, again, is such good writing that Manchester Black never really cared about doing any good. He just cared about people doing it his way.
Yeah, being in charge.
Yeah. Oh, I just gave you a lobotomy. I just killed the part of your brain that lets you be psychic. Mm-hmm. Again, using his own words against him. Ugh. And then again, doesn't even punch him, he's slapping him.
Just bitch slapping the guy around the place.
Yeah, that is saying you are not even worth a bald fist to me. I am going to slap the shit out of you. Which again, like his father said to that guy. But it's about the children. And scene. Mm-hmm. God, this is such a good speech.
It is. It really is. And it's an animated film.
Totally. Like, the live-action movies wish they could be this good and get this part of the character. If it was my job to adapt the next Superman movie, I would just say, let's do this. Let's do a version of What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way.
Yeah, and just adapt this.
Yeah. It's basically all here. And, you could put some extra subplots in there if you wanted, because this isn't a very long movie. This is only like an hour 13.
Yeah.
Like, you could put some subplots in there with the Daily Planet and everything, maybe have Luthor in the background.
Yeah, Luthor manipulating the media and stuff in favor of Manchester Black and all that.
Although, honestly, I kind of like that Luthor's not in this one. He doesn't even show up for a minute.
You know how you do it? You do it so that he is angry at Manchester as well, because Manchester was the one to, quote-unquote, beat Superman.
Right. It's like it wasn't supposed to be this way. I was supposed to do it.
Only I can do it.
Because you figure they would be going after Lex Luthor because he's like one of the biggest criminals there is. Mm-hmm. No, you know how you do it? He's in it for like one cameo. It's like, we asked Lex Luthor for his opinion, but he could not be reached at this time.
It's hiding in a bunker somewhere.
Yeah, no comment. Yeah, love that. The ship didn't hold a grudge even after everything it was through. Literally, you're living in a dream world. Yes, comics are a dream world. They're not real. They're supposed to be aspirational, you dumbass.
Please watch this, Zack Snyder. Although he would watch, he'd deal exactly like what the fucking Dark Knight Returns. He'd watch this and see Superman cutting loose and be like, see, I was right.
He'd take all the wrong messages from it. Yeah, I mean, in a way, Manchester Black and the Elite, they're the ultimate bad fans, aren't they? Mm-hmm. The fans who continually miss the forest for the trees and think they're right. Mm-hmm. Aww. And also to have a Superman and Lois who are already a couple and already in love is already very nice.
Yeah.
Aww. So yeah, that was Superman versus the Elite, and man, this is a good adaptation of a really good story that only becomes more and more timely as time goes on.
It's really quite impressive how timely it is, because usually some of these, like, you watch them back and you're like, ooh, this didn't age really well.
Yeah. Ooh, Bruce Timm was in this as one of the MI5 agents.
So was Nolan North as not a main character. Remember that time when Nolan North wasn't main characters in everything?
In everything. I think he was just taking over video games, but he didn't take over traditional animation just yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone, we hope you enjoyed that one. I know the fans asked for this one on one of the old streams, and we delivered. Again, as always, if there's a particular movie you want us to cover in the future, tell us in the comment section. We'll hope to get to that at some point.
Absolutely. I know everyone wants us to do Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, I know. I haven't even watched it yet, so I would need to watch it once.
No, we got to capture yours live on stream.
Oh,
your first reaction.
All right, is it one of those? Then maybe I can turn the subtitles on. I always hate not watching it through once, but I mean, if that's what the people demand, I must give the people what they want. All right, so thanks for watching, everybody. Again, be sure to follow Matt and myself on Twitter and Facebook so you always know what's coming out next. If you're a patron, you'll get to listen to this first before anyone else for as little as $1 a month, and we promise it's very worth it.
Absolutely.
All right, so until then, everybody, bye-bye.
See ya.